Konnichiwa!
Minasan konnichiwa!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Talk to Keki. I am Matt, your host for the show tonight. And to join me is my kohai to my senpai. Ethan, what's up?
You're fucking up already like 30 seconds into the show, dude.
I know.
God
I'm the senpai, you're the kohai. What's up?
Minasan konnichiwa!
All right, everyone. God damn it. All right, anyway, we got
1 minute
a show.
in and we're off fucking rails, god damn it.
All righty. The quick and cheap edition of Talk to Keki.
This is the discount Keki. This is it's about to spoil, so we need to eat this fast before it goes bad.
Exactly, or we get thrown to the side like a piece of meat. All right. Anyway, real quick, before we get to our separate reviews, the Jujutsu Kaisen movie got a trailer. Trailer looks excellent. Definitely check it out.
Seen it. I like to go in.
I know he has it. He's behind.
No, it's not that I'm behind. I like to go in cold, dude. Like I try to go in as cold as possible for certain things. That's why I never watch once the things are over, the episodes are over, I don't watch next week's previews. I go in cold as fuck, bro, and that's the way I like it.
He likes to go in cold and dry, folks. So prepare yourself if you're gonna be in the bedroom with him.
A little extra lube. No, I mean you got spit. You don't need lube. Spend money on lube.
It's going dry like a.
That's all you need.
All right. I finally watched A Stranger by the Shore.
Speaking of not going in dry.
Speaking of going in dry. Holy crap.
Oh man. Detroit Smash!
That happened, folks. That definitely happened.
So I have not seen the movie. I might, in all honesty, just so I can say that I've seen a yaoi film or piece. I have not, so I might give it a go.
I try to think this would be the correct one for you to start.
Because they have...
I'll get to it.
I mean, everyone recommends Given, so I mean that was really the one I was going to start on is Given.
That I still think that or Yuri on Ice should be your first ones, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm thinking Yuri on Ice more, but Given is just so damn good from what I hear. So
yeah, and you like these Snow White Notes, so it's kind of like that.
Yeah. That's another thing, yeah, because I did like that music anime, these Snow White Notes. So
yeah. Anyway, it's about Shun Hashimoto, who is a writer who is living with his grandmother due to being disowned and kicked out of his family house for being gay. And there's this guy named Mio Chibana or Midoriya, because I actually watched this one dubbed because it was said dubbed uncut. So
dubbed uncut.
Well, they were both uncut, but it was with me and my partner was like, which one do you prefer? Like, yeah, don't matter. Like, okay, let's do dubbed. Let's see what happens.
It's probably not the only thing cut in the movie.
Yeah, hey! But I was like, oh, hey, it's Midoriya. He's totally. We both said this too, that he's totally the bottom because it's Midoriya. I'll get to that. Gotcha. Exactly. Uraraka totally pegs him behind the scenes. Basically, there's Mio Chibana who is living by himself. He's now an orphan because his mother passed away. Shun's trying to help him out and all this, but Mio takes this, hey, you're creepy, you're 20 years old, I'm 17. Buzz off, you're checking up on me. It's kind of a turnoff. And eventually Mio does hang out with them a bit, and then he tells Shun that he's going to an orphanage. Because again, he's by himself. He has nowhere to go. And so he flirts a little bit, they're holding hands. And then randomly 3 years later, no warning, no nothing. You see Shun's, I think, friend Eri and then her girlfriend Suzu leaving, they're moving out. And as they're moving out, Mio comes back the 3 years later saying, hey, I'm 20 now. I'm sorry, Shun was 24 when it happened. He's 27 now.
She was 24 and he started messing with a 17-year-old.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And now he's 27, and now Mio, who returned, is 20 years old. I'm an adult now. I can do what I want. I chose to live here. And because of this, Shun starts becoming distant. So And he's like, hey, why haven't you called me all that? Like, I don't have a phone. I didn't have any of this. And now Shun's conflicted with his feelings because, again, he's a closet gay. That type of thing. And then that dynamic starts getting weird and awkward. Mia felt like he was getting mixed signals from him. He came back for him like he wanted to be with him. And Shun's like, you don't know how I feel because I got rejected, type of thing. So you don't know what it's like. Eventually they would share a kiss in the middle. Because again, Mia was just upset. It's like, what are you waiting for, type of thing. And like, did you want me around? And Shun actually starts feeling bad. Like, okay, I'm coming to you because they're like lost in the city in the rain, type of thing, because they got separated. And eventually Mia's like, why aren't we making out? Like, why don't you make love to me? So Mio Midori is a horny dog.
Oh, he wants a pee-pee touch.
He wants the pee-pee touch. I'll get to that later, actually. There's a funny thing about this. Eventually, anyway, actually Shun gets jealous of Mio when he was working at this cafe because people were talking to Mio, thinking he's cute and all that. Like Shun, you've been listening to this fucker. But Mio's he's just being a waiter. He's just talking to the customers. But I guess Shun didn't get that fucking memo.
Like, bro, you're the one putting it in her butt. Like, his butt.
That. Exactly.
Come on.
Eventually, Sakurako comes by, and this was Shun's childhood friend who was going to be an arranged marriage. And then they find out, like, then Midoriya's like, what happened? Why were you engaged? Why'd you break up? Basically, with Sakurako, she was basically covering Shun because she knew he was gay. But like when they were kids, she said she wanted to marry him. That type of ordeal, and it turned to he didn't. But she came by because she wanted to tell Shun that his father's sick, like he's dying. So she wants him to come see him last time to say goodbye, and eventually turned to know that ordeal.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, pretty much. I know they would show like a little flashback with Mio and the mother. They didn't say how she died, so and the movie's an hour. Then
I was gonna say the way you're describing it sounds like there's a lot of plot holes.
My problem is there was no warning of the time skip, like it just happened. I want to know about how Mio's mother died. I want to go more in depth with Shun struggling with sexuality and how he got disowned. And we don't see Shun going to the father, the dying father.
But it says he did.
I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. This definitely could have been a great hour 40-minute movie if they did that. But with the fact it was an hour, a lot of it just felt rushed. I like the character designs. I like the animation of it. And, eventually, Shun and Mio start to making the love, as they say.
They butt fuck everyone.
Yes. Actually, first Mio was mad at Shun before that because he was mad at Shun for not wanting to go see his father. Because it was like, if my parents died, I would want to go see them. And you're just being a selfish jerk. It eventually led to that they were making out, and then eventually Mia was telling Shun to take his clothes off to get naked, and they were naked. And you see Shun touching Mio, and he's like, Midori already came.
He already came. Whoa! What the fuck? Whoa!
Hold on.
Whoa!
So he makes the man. So Shun makes the man come, and he tells him to put it in him. It's like the man came. He's already flaccid. He tells this thing you're dickhead.
How do you fucking know this?
They talk about it.
You hear
he said because you see him like panting and moaning while they were sitting close to each other naked.
Dude, so this isn't you said that this was wholesome. That doesn't sound wholesome at all.
I mean, not this.
Bro, you're like it was respectful lovemaking. Like, bro, if you see him
I'm getting to it. Shoot. Bakugo Jr. tells Midoriya. Dude, all right, I want you to stick it in. And he's like, what? Why? Like, I don't top. I want you to top me. I'm a bottom. And then I yelled, I was wrong. Midori is the top here. He's the power bottom.
Detroit Smash.
He did a Detroit Smash, and then first he fingers the butt.
Oh, what the fuck is going on?
He does it gently to get him ready to prep him up, and then he eventually puts it in.
Oh.
Like a couple of seconds, and then it just skips to after where there's relaxing in the bed.
Oh, he wanted to taste the chocolate pudding before he dipped the spoon in.
Anyway, they're relaxing. They're doing all that. And then Shun tells Mio he's going to go see his father.
What?
What?
Yo, this guy had gay sex, and he's like, I want to see my dad now.
All right, and then he was anticipating on going by himself, and then Mio was like, I want to come too.
Again.
but anyway, Sakurako says goodbye to Shun. She asks for a kiss from Shun, like a goodbye kiss.
Oh,
And
he
so
got a whole
Shun-
dick in his mouth.
So Shun goes for a kiss, and then Mio steps in and kisses his ex-fiance. It's like you were gonna do it if I didn't do it, so I kissed her for you.
What the fuck?
And then eventually it says that they get ready to leave to go to Shun's old whole time to see the father, and that's where it ends.
What?
Yes.
Oh my, that sounds, bro. Oh my god, like, bro, the sex scene sounds like a 5 out of 5, but fucking like the rest of the shit sounds like a 2.5. I'm dying right now over this, bro. By the way, if we have any gay listeners or any members of the LGBT community that are listening right now, just know I'm not laughing at you or your exploits. I'm laughing.
It's just how it went down.
I have gay friends, and this is how I joke with them about their escapades. So, you know.
But again, it was just okay. Like, I wish it was longer. That was my only legitimate gripe because I wanted more background on the two of them.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And then, but
I would feel disappointed as hell. Just the way you're describing it sounds disappointing to me. Like, I don't even want to watch it now. Like, I might, no, I probably don't even want to watch it.
No, it's just one of those. I would say watch it if you got an hour to kill. Like, again, just watch Given, watch Yuri on Ice.
Watch it if you want to watch an amazing gay sex scene. That's literally what you're telling me right now.
I mean, you can probably find it on YouTube.
Probably.
Because it's not like they're showing their butt or their dick, so.
Yeah, it's not a hentai.
No, it's just Brokeback Mountain anime style.
But
without dying or anything like that.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I gave it like a 3.
It's a fair rating, I think.
Yeah, again, it's just more of animation's great, love the designs, characters are fine, but again, this wish it was fleshed out more, and I wish it was like 40 minutes longer.
Yeah.
Anyway, outside of that, I said I will watch Beastars season 2.
Yeah.
I have to say I am all done.
Ah.
So I feel like there is going to be 2 more seasons with where it ended.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really not going to get too much into the spoiler territory of it.
Let me ask you something really quick though, because I don't watch Beastars myself, but I've seen basically there's a lot of like talk basically of it's still a good anime. It's still really good, but it's not hitting like season 1, and it feels more rushed. And just not as like focused compared to season 1. Did you get that as well?
I got a little bit. Again, the manga is a little more different. Like, but it was still the same setup of where it would go.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just more of if you haven't read it, it's more like it would more feel rushed because basically like there's less Haru in this Legacy trying to.
Mm-hmm. That's the bunny. Haru's the bunny, right?
Yeah, Haru's the bunny. Legacy, the Gray Wolf. Like he's trying to still find the killer in a sense. Like he did find the killer eventually, and then like he's still trying to become stronger for Haru. He's trying. He's getting trained by Goen about not eating meat. But like he eventually got weak after the Louis becoming a gang leader.
I can't even lie. I wish you had talked about the movie after you had talked about this, because when I hear he's still coming for him and he not to eat meat, I'm just thinking totally wrong right now.
You stop there. You stop there. Louis definitely got great development with Shishigumi, like the herbivore leading a mafia of carnivores and lions, no less.
Mm.
That's because he killed the leader in the first season.
Oh, he fucking Mustafa'd him.
Like he got tortured by this guy when he was younger, being trying to be sold in the black market, and then he got to the leader, had a gun in his mouth, and shot him in the mouth, and he said, "I'm calling the shots now.
Look at me, I am the captain now."
Yeah, and the lions wanted Louis, the deer, to eat meat to show like unity, and he did eat it. He did eat it. But after that, he was hiding it. Like he would like throw it up, like he would spit it out. He would throw up by himself because he didn't want to show anyone that he was weak. Even though one of the lions said, "Hey, like we actually like you. We don't want to eat you. Like you're actually a good leader. Like please eat. Like here's a salad with all this protein, like the vegan stuff." And Louis didn't accept it at first because he thought that he was making fun of him. But yeah, we get that dynamic. It was more development from Louis, which I really liked because I like Louis a lot. And what you call it? We got introduction to Pina, which is the mountain goat, who's like the new like leader of drama club, or like the flamboyant one who likes to fool around with people type of thing. Yes, like you just want to eat him, or whatever. You want to slap him, eat him, or fuck him, whichever one comes first.
What the fuck? And then you talk about bestiality now, dude? We're from gay sex to bestiality?
It's Beastars, so blame the creator who got inspired by Zootopia. But yeah, but again, it was just more development of Legacy and Louis that really sell it. Fight scenes are fun that you do get to see, and again, like after like manga wise, when Legacy leaves school, it does kind of drag a bit. Like it's not doesn't feel the same. But there is still plenty to get joy out of it going forward. I feel like there will be 2 seasons if they do the whole 12 episode thing, because no way in hell you're gonna finish in 12 more episodes.
Yeah.
With how the manga ended, there's no way unless you cut out a lot of stuff.
Unless you go straight Promised Neverland season 2.
Yeah, that. But yeah, we'll eventually see the real Beastar. That's not them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a horse.
Insert jokes.
What was his name? Yaha. I'm sorry. His name is Yaha. He's the real Beastar.
Yaha.
Y-A-H.
H-A.
Y-A-H-Y-A.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, he's a fun character. You're gonna see him. You're gonna get more Legacy background on his family type of thing. Like he's a crossbreed. You find out.
No, he got fucked by multiple people. Cool.
No, he's a half wolf, half Komodo dragon.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this is weird.
Yeah, but that'll be next year for that. But again, there's still a lot to enjoy. I'm not gonna put it in my top summer because while we got it in the summertime, it's still a winter 2021 anime.
Fair.
Wait, but I don't know if I'll put it on my top list. As of right now, it's an honorable mention. I gotta wait how the rest of the year finishes. So I gave like a 3.5.
Not bad.
That's it with just by Solo, Midoriya, and Bestiality.
Yeah, no shit, eh? I didn't watch it. I mean, I've been trying to catch up on JoJo. I'm slowly grinding it. I'm what's it called? I just finished Core 1 of the final or like I should say the last JoJo season.
Well, it was technically like a one shot. It just went all the way through, and it's only like there's really only 2 parts.
Well, it's broken down. So there's 39 episodes. There's 13 episodes, and then there's like a recap episode. So I'm thinking, okay, so I guess they must have broke it down in 3 cores. If you look at on Analyst, it shows that it was done in 3 seasons. It started in winter, I believe, 2018, and finished in like summer of 2019. So they did it back to back to back. So
Anyway, but
anyway, that's what I've been watching solo.
All right, we'll get to our continuations. Actually, we should do the continuations first.
But first, let's take a commercial break.
All right, yeah, a quick one because we're on a tight schedule.
Yes, we got to make sure the Keki doesn't spoil.
Why should you visit thechairshot.com? Thechairshot.com is your home for hard-hitting reviews, news, opinion, and analysis with attitude. Why? Because you're smarter than the average fan. Thechairshot.com. Always use your head.
All right, we're back.
Tadaima!
All right, we're gonna get to our spring seasonal continuations since we got two, count them two. We're gonna start with Tokyo Revengers this time.
We're not doing My Hero?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about My Hero. Oh man, it's so forgettable.
Let's go with My Hero first.
All right, let's go with My Hero, and then we'll do Tokyo.
Yeah. So you know something? Again, we reiterated this last week. People shit on it for not being as great of a season. I think this was one of the best episodes of the season, if not the best episode of the season.
I agree with that.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, basically, what happened is we see the aftermath of the dinner. What's his name? Toya, yeah. Toya basically leaves. And then we see that we have a villain. I forget the villain's name. What's the villain's name? Ending, right?
Yeah, his name is
Ending, yeah. So he's basically a fucking super creep, and he wants Endeavor to kill him. And he tried to get him to kill him, and Endeavor didn't kill him because heroes don't kill enemies, no matter what. And so he decides, all right, well, no better reason to kill me than if I abduct your child. So he abducts Toya, and basically he has the ability to make white lines, or like, I don't know, like with tape. Like it looks similar to like Eraserhead, but what's it called? Except it's not. So basically, he's got him wrapped up. He rushes past Endeavor. Endeavor's super pissed off. He goes out to attack him, and then he basically, as he's gonna basically get him, he freezes and he starts thinking about, oh my god, like my son hates me. If I save my son, he'll never talk to me again, which is totally ass backwards, but that's what he thought. And so our three wonderful heroes, our three work students, Bakugo, Shota, and Midoriya, come to the rescue of Endeavor. And finally, for the first time in the season and the first time during their work study, they beat Endeavor. And there's no better time to beat Endeavor than at his most weakest points in the series, where he froze and he got stuck. And basically, they save the day. They save Toya. They freeze the shit out of the other guy. And at the end, they have a nice Toya and Endeavor have a nice heart-to-heart. And yeah, dude, it was very, very touching, and the action was great. The heroes looked fantastic, and it was the best episode of the season.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely love this episode a lot, and we don't have an episode for 2 weeks.
Yes,
the Olympics.
Do the Olympics. They're taking a break next week.
But yeah, again, I liked ending. I liked what they're trying to do here, and the fact that the best thing for his family is to ensure they live happily without an ordeal. And he can't share the fact that Natsu ain't gonna forgive him.
Natsu, Toya's the son that died.
Yeah,
that I think is what's his face, Darby.
Yeah,
I really think it's Darby, dude. Anyway,
yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. Anyway,
let's move on now. You want to start with Avengers this week?
Yeah, because I definitely want to talk about Eternity Last for this one because of what happened. It
was a good episode of Eternity. I'll give you that. All right, let's go with Avengers, which was also a really good episode.
Oh yeah, we basically start where we left off with what was it? Baji, and what was his name? Kasudora,
Han Masuji.
Yeah, Kazutora. Sorry. Yeah. That they got in jail. And you find out Kazutora had about 2 years in juvie.
Yeah, for murder. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I called it saying the bike was for Mikey.
Yeah, go figure.
Because he made the bike. So that'd be a horrible flex, making the bike, and you show it to your brother saying, "You ain't getting this."
That's so crazy, dude. That whole scenario is just fucking bonkers. It's really well written though, super well written.
Oh yeah. But yeah, definitely. That we eventually get back going forward. That we find out. Chifu, what's his name? Chifuyu.
Yeah, Chifuya.
Yeah, he see him all bandaged up. He talks to Takemichi, and he believes Kisaki is the one that's leading Valhalla behind.
Shocker.
Yeah, but I think we all saw that coming.
Basically.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, I was thinking what you were thinking. You help me, I help you. Ordeal.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Do you ever believe that? Oh, it's kind of side topic. Do you ever believe that you lived a different life in your past life, and now you're living a different life that may be opposite to the life that you live, or something that's close to like your soul, what you were? Like, do you ever believe in that?
A little bit here and there. Like some of it sometimes crosses my mind, but
Bro,
not fully.
I literally thought as I was watching that, I thought that thought process, and then I thought, man, I was like, what kind of fucking psychopath was fucking Kisaki for him to turn out that fucking psycho as a fucking kid? Like, holy balls, dude. Like, that's a fucked up kid.
And the fact that he uses his words to just fuck with them. Like, he doesn't need to, like, fight. He can just talk to them, and he has in the palm of his hand.
It's crazy. So, basically, the reason why he does that, or not the reason why he does it, but how we know this is Chifuyu goes to Takemichi, and they get to interview freaking Osanai in his old job as like a carpenter or something. I guess it's a carpenter. And they interview him, and basically Osanai lays out how what's his face? How Kisaki became the leader of Mobius, and how he basically played him like a fiddle and had him like do a bunch of crazy shit, and then once he was done,
he gave me everything I wanted, but after that I was left for
dead,
basically.
And we find out left him for dead. We find out that Kisaki was the one that orchestrated the whole attack that happened to Draken-kun, and it was all his doing. And now once he got what he wanted, he threw Osanai to the side, had him get stabbed, and then he's manipulating Mikey. And then we also find out from Draken, because Takemichi returns to the present, and he tries to speak to Draken again, and he asks him questions about Valhalla and the
because they said Halloween is when they were gonna fight.
Halloween is gonna fight, and he lets Mikey know, and he has this coming to Jesus moment with himself as well as Mikey, and he tells Mikey straight up like, "Yo, I'm gonna be the head," and everyone's like, "Yo, you're fucking crazy," but then Mikey and Draken both smiled at the fact that he had the balls to tell the fucking current head like, "Yo, I'm gonna replace you, son."
Yeah, and Shifu said he'll help him get there.
And he's like, "I don't believe in you, but I'll help you anyway." That was pretty funny. But no, we find out basically on the day of the battle that Tonman loses, and they're like, "What? How can Tonman lose? We have Nike. We have Mikey." He's like,
"That's
"We
why they lost
Mikey." And he's like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Oh, he kills fucking Cazador," and that's how the episode ends, with basically a flashback of the event that already occurred, and Cazador has beat the shit, and Mikey's got blood all over him, looking like a psychopath. And at first I'm like, "Wait, isn't that a good thing?" But
I think Kisaki manipulated Mikey to doing that and make it feel like he's not really leader worthy, to get Mikey out as a leader while he took over.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To merge Valhalla.
I don't know. I'm just that piece of shit. So I mean, if you kill my family, I would kill you, bro, in a heartbeat. So I mean, I fucking was like, oh, so the fuck, yeah, whatever. But clearly, yeah, I know, power, friendship, all that good shit, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Also, off topic, I love how this one cover of the Tokyo Revengers manga has a swastika on.
What?
Yeah,
I love that.
No, I'm on my anime list, and it shows a related adaptation. I click on Tokyo Revengers. It says Tokyo Swastika Revengers.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I'll send that to you. It just randomly pulled it up because I'm looking at the cast to get the names right. But
okay.
But yeah, I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Anyway,
definitely good episode. Now I'm more excited for next week.
Like always, this show does a fantastic job of when it answers your questions, it leaves you with more. You'll never be fully answered. Like the anime, I think that's the point of the anime. You'll never fully understand it until probably the end, and that's a really good thing. When we have questions, you satisfy the watcher by answering the questions, and then you create more questions and you leave them salivating for more until you get the answers next week, and you're going to get answers. And I'm very curious, because one of the best payoffs I think of animes is that do that is when they they long-term build, and you get answers toward the end for shit that you completely forgot was a question in the beginning. And that I'm curious to see how Avengers does that. So I'm hoping they pull it off really well, and continues that trend. I think it's still a 5-star anime for me. So I hope they keep that momentum going.
Right, but yeah, definitely fun episode, and we're gonna close off this part with 2 Year Eternity, where this definitely picked up.
Probably the episode of the season thus far, I would say.
Oh yeah, this this turns like a Gugu archetype quality, like.
I don't know about that.
No, like not the whole arc. I'm talking about the episode. Like it would match off with.
Yeah, it was Gugu-esque quality, but this episode specifically, not this arc. This arc is pales in comparison.
Right,
Nothing's stopping Gugu arc.
But the arc's still not over, so.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh yeah, Fushi gets his memories back. He gets some of the bodies back, like Marge, Gugu, the
Oguma.
Yes, and then the little mole rat, that guy.
Yeah, the naked mole rat. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Tonari has Fushi to celebrate with the whole family type of thing. Well, not really family, but more or less.
No, it becomes a family because basically, they what's it called? Tonari's like, eat up everybody, and it's all like mushrooms.
Yeah, it's more like the street rats.
Yeah, it's like scavenger food, and then Fushi's like, oh no, we're good, and he basically summons a whole bunch of meal from the body, including ramen and dumplings. The problem with the ramen and the dumplings, though, is he got that sensation from when he was drugged, and so he accidentally drugs all the kids.
Right.
Insert joke. No, but and so Tonari wakes up and apologizes.
Well, first Fushi reads her book.
Yeah, first Fushi reads the diary and gets an understanding of what happened, and he puts it down, he walks away, and then Tonari wakes up, the first one, as he's walking away. She apologizes. Fushi more or less accepts the apology and goes about his night. Meanwhile, Tonari kind of has like a coming to Jesus moment and starts writing in her book again, her diary, and then we learn the story of Tonari. And the story, something, not for nothing, the anime did a good job of making you want to like Tonari, considering Tonari is such an unlikable character.
Yeah, but now you find out why she did what she did.
Yeah, now you understand. And then we also learned that freaking it was the
Hayase.
Hayase, that long story short, we get through the whole thing, we see the tragic past of Tonari, and then we learn up until what brought her to bring Fushi and Pioran to the island, and it was Hayase saying like, he will change your life, he will change the course of your future, bring him on the boat. And basically she did that not for her sake, but so she could fucking get her revenge. So she gets her revenge on Pioran. And yeah, dude, that we get our final battle.
I will talk about this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, you find out Hayase is back. Like, you see her full face, you see the claw marks from when Fushi basically clawed her. Fushi's enraged because you're talking about March and all that. And they're like, do you know how you got that body of Pernora?
Perona, yeah.
Perona, yeah. They said basically, yeah, we went to the village, we killed everyone, we saved it for last. I didn't know how to kill her, but I just cut off her head. In the manga, she actually cuts her guts out.
Wow.
Like cuts her open to pull her intestines out and then decapitates her.
Jesus Christ. Well, if she even said it too, which is crazy. She's like, oh, I didn't do a good job the first time, so she suffered more than she needed to. But ha 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 ha.
But yeah, in the anime she said, I was gonna do that, but I didn't. So but in the manga, she actually did that. And
for the first time, we see Fushi
enraged.
Like, he saw red, and he's like, for the first time in his life, I'm gonna kill this hoe.
But yeah, and then Hayase is more, since she's the more experienced fighter, while Fushi's not. She was easy. She was able to defeat Fushi easily, even with all the forms he has failed.
She mentioned you're immortal, but you're feeble. You can't kill me. And sticks him with a poison dart in the neck and fucking.
Yep. And then knocked out. She won right there, disappointing everyone.
Yep, crush the dreams. Oh, and we're not for neglecting to mention right before the fight. Fushi uses March's climbing ability, climbs the
Yeah.
rocks, and then turns into the naked mole rat to get into her cell. Then turns back into Fushi, and him and Pioran share a nice emotional reunion of sorts.
Right.
And he promises her like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you out. I'm gonna win this tournament, and we're gonna go free, and we're gonna go home." And Pioran's like, "You're so reliable. You're so reliable." And I really that kind of hit home for me, honestly, because I was like,
Yeah.
wow, considering how Fushi had basically was raised by Pioran, this is his mother figure, and for him to
Yeah.
not know how to talk, not know how to fucking piss or wipe his own ass,
Yeah.
basically,
Did literally nothing.
couldn't do jack shit except walk and make noises, and
Yeah.
now like he's gonna be the crux to her salvation. Like, god damn, that's really good storytelling, dude. So that honestly, I talked shit about it last week. I was like, it's down to a 3.5 now. It's back up to a 4 to me.
But yeah, now that story's gonna get crazy with Hayase in the picture, and now you figure out what she's gonna do to Fushi.
Mhm.
Go try to make love with him while he's drugged up.
Is she really going to?
Her whole goal is to have a baby with him, to make an immortal baby.
What the fuck?
That's why she's doing all this. She worships Fushi.
You know what's crazy too is that she's a grown ass woman and Fushi's body is like a 13-year-old.
We don't know the real legit age.
So Fushi had grown before he hadn't transformed in 4 years. So
Yeah.
it was 4 years at the time. It was like the kid, like that must have been like 11 or 12 at the time of death, bro. 11, 12, 13, somewhere around there. He was not quite like a teen, or he might have been like an early teen, dude. So Fushi was around 16, 17 basically at the time that the knockers attacked Gugu and them. Where he had to transform back, and he ended up going back to regular Fushi instead of adult Fushi with facial hair and shit. So at this point, bro, like I said, he's got to be like around like the age somewhere between 12 and 13, I would think, which is like I said, really creepy considering this girl's a full-grown woman. She's trying to, get his babies and shit. So
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to see if we are arc-wise to find out his age.
so much for the cut and dry, very short edition of the Keki.
Oh yeah. Well, there was a lot to talk about for that one. Anyway, we're gonna talk about our stuff. This is now the lightning round. We're gonna talk about the stuff we're watching for summer by ourselves. You first. Go quick.
Oh, I was gonna say we should do a commercial break, but all right, fine.
We'll do that. We'll do the commercial break for the ones we watched together.
All right, let's do a commercial break after the lightning round.
Yep.
So for me, Tsukimichi, another good episode this week. It's again, I can't mention it enough. Funny. I would recommend it if you just want to get a good chuckle. Scarlet Nexus is getting a little bit better. It was another good episode this week. How would I describe it? Basically, we get a little bit more of the story reveal. We get more action as well. And again, it's a good show. It's not the best in terms of like the quality of like of the twists and turns, but it does offer twists and turns. It offers, like I said, really good action. So if you like something that'll keep you on your toes basically and have some good action, you'll want to watch that. A Million Lives was a great episode this week. Again, it was very, how would I describe Million Lives? Basically, it was kind of a realization of where you're at in terms of building your life and forgetting things and coping with tragedy and being able to rebuild. It was a really nice, powerful story that was told on Million Lives this week. So that, like I said, I think that was probably the episode of the season for Million Lives as well. Slime this week, and I caught up on last week's episode as well, but this week's episode, woo, god damn, that was another good episode. Next week is going to be crazier because we're finally going to get into the action between the monsters and Clayman's faction. We're finally going to get our war in Europe in what's called the Animal Kingdom, Uranzia, I think it is called. We're going to finally get our action, and I can't wait to see that shit. And Boruto, I want you guys to, again, if you're our listener and you're not subscribed to, and you're not a member of our Eat the Cake Facebook group, which is the progenitor of this anime podcast, if you're not a member, please join. And if you want to know about Boruto, I spent yesterday an hour and I crafted a whole synopsis of Boruto. And if anybody's listening to it and wants to know it, I can send it to you as well, no problem. But I came up with a whole synopsis of where we're at. Boruto this week is a nice wholesome episode involving Himawari and what's his face and goddamn it, Kawaki. And they have a nice talk about nature, and they get closer. Then they really do become like brother and sister. And Kawaki, for fear of everybody and fear of the village, and he wants to protect everybody, he tries to leave, and Boruto tries to stop him. And Shikamaru, who hates his ass, is the one that's like, listen, my position isn't changing. I still don't like you. I still don't trust you. But like it or not, you're a member of our village. Naruto loves you, and we do whatever we can to support Naruto because he's the Hokage and he's our savior. So you're in our village, kid. And it was a very nice moment between them, like sharing a respect of family, and that was kind of like the underlying tone between nature and the reality of the jungle, the laws of the jungle. Basically, it was a really, really, really good episode. Again, I can't stress this enough. Over the last 52 episodes, as we get back into canon, Boruto, fantastic shit. It is truly a 4.5 out of 5 anime. I kid you not. As much as we want to talk shit, and I did do the calculations, I can tell you the calculations really quick on that. Right, currently there's 209 episodes. I did the calculations. There's 131 episodes. To me, in my opinion, between canon and really good stuff, that is absolutely must watch. Absolutely must watch. That is 63%. If you include the other stuff, like the other filler stuff that's also really good that I would recommend you watch or may contribute to the story, you're at 159 episodes out of 209. That's the equivalent of 76%. So basically, if you take that 76%, only 24% of Boruto is trash, and I think that's not bad.
Rapido.
Sorry. Anyway, so that was just my little piece. I'm good. Anyway,
that's all you watched?
The ones, yeah, that we're not watching together. Majority of the animes we watch together, dude, at this point this season at least, so we're good.
All
right, I got my 5 out the way. Go ahead.
All right, I'll be quick then, because I know I added one.
Did you?
Kageki Shoujo.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, I'm all caught up on that. I'll talk about that in a second.
Ooh.
But Sunday Boy, it's still, I have no idea what the fuck's going on, but I think it's slowly turned to a psychological thing, and you find out Hoshi knows more about what's going on. Because her power is she hears someone talking. She hears someone else talking that's not in the classroom. That's not. So basically the one that's probably planning all this is the one talking to her, and she knows. She knew that they were going to be stuck in this dimension.
Kimoi senpai.
So direction and everything is great, but plot wise, I still don't know what the fuck they want to do. That's my big problem with it.
You didn't get my joke just now?
I ignored you.
Dude, I went full Nagatoro, bro. It's like,
I know that's why I ignored you.
Kimoi.
Fuck you. Anyway, Nighthead 2041. You learn more about the Kirihara brothers. You get them after what happened after the shooting. But eventually the Kuroki brothers catch up to them. And they're not fighting, but they're talking, but they're like, oh, they should be together type of thing, like shit's going down. We'll find out what happens. It's still interesting. I don't love it yet, but we'll see what happens. If it doesn't win me over, I'm just gonna cancel it. But like same with City Boy.
Real quick, I was gonna say real quick. I was hanging out with one of my buddies who's in the group who doesn't really mention anything, but he watches a bunch of fucking anime. And he mentioned the same thing about Sunny Boy and Nighthead. He didn't like Nighthead. He liked Sunny Boy, and I was like, oh, I feel like that's the opposite. But now I'm starting to hear more about how maybe Nighthead's not as hot as what we thought it was, and Sunny Boy isn't as lame as what we thought. So
so we'll see what happens. All right. Life is a Villainous. All routes lead to doom. It started off with how Bakarina got kissed by Gerard at the previous episode, where she pissed off the whole harem. She thought the whole thing was a dream. Like, oh god, it was only a dream. Her being stupid.
It's real, bitch.
Yeah, doesn't know until later. But anyway, it was more background story on the Stewart family, and how Jeffrey he loves all of his brothers. Like how much when the mother promised, when he promised the mother that he would take care of all his younger siblings. He admired all of them. He loved how much they've grown, despite them basically telling him to go away, basically, because they're all basically living in like separate houses in this big mansion. And the one he would really talk to more was Ian, who's technically the antagonist of the season. But what you call it? Jeffrey has these portraits of his brothers like hanging up on the wall. He's fanboyed over them because again he loves his brothers, he loves his family. It's voiced by Dio, so I get to hear the voice. And then
you thought it was Dio, but it was me, Dio.
It was me, Kono Jeffrey.
Soy yo, Gio.
But anyway, the episode ends with Baccarina in her garden with Gerald meeting up with Baccarina, and they, oh yeah, are you okay? We haven't talked since back then. Oh, you mean the dream that happened? Oh no, you thought that was a dream? So she kissed her again.
It's me, Dio.
Yeah, so Gerald kissed Baccarina again, since they're technically still engaged. The whole harem comes running. Mary's like, I'm gonna go kill him right now. Sophia does the same thing. Maria's like, don't hurt him too bad, so I can heal you all. And then you just see Baccarina clueless and like, what happened here? And then that's how it ends. It's just incredible how stupid she is. Anyway, what was I? The case study Vanitas is fucking fantastic. I love this episode. I think this is my favorite episode of the week.
Really?
Yes, like it was like it kicked up so good. And
over remake?
It's different genre, so it's like apples to oranges.
Remake to me is just so heads and above, and I'll talk about it later. But
yeah, we'll talk about that later. You actually get a warning in this one.
I did read that.
Yeah, like there's gonna be a lot of violence here, so be prepared. It starts with No fighting the antagonist Charlatan, and then Charlatan has No in his clutches, and then it's just more like you see a flashback of No in his childhood, so like Lewis and all that, and you see Lewis is like, okay, I have this steak knife, like he was gonna carve it for, like he thinking he was gonna kill No or something. But you see, they found out there was a vampire that was cursed, and it was the butler. It was like one of the housekeepers. They were going to execute her, so Lewis wants to kill her before they behead her, because when you're cursed, the penalty is being beheaded. And they find out Lewis is the one that's corrupted, and he kills the kids, like decapitate, like it's very bloody. like Lewis and Dominique and No, they were all living together when they were kids, and it's now it's just Dominique and No. Lewis died by the teacher beheading him in front of No, and he had like this look of he was from Charlatan, like you recognized him from Charlatan. That one glimpse that No saw. And he just freaked out a little. He freaked out. And then you go back to present day, where that was like basically being like about to be killed type of thing. Then Vanitas comes in, says that like I just love the progression of No in this. Vanitas is still a great character. There's a charm to it, but the story in general is just very interesting, especially we're gonna have 24 episodes of this.
Yeah.
I am excited to know what happens next. I did not expect it to be this good.
Yeah,
I was really not expecting it. Speaking of another one I didn't expect to be great is Kageki Shoujo. It's something I just picked up after hearing the article, especially the one with what's that girl's name? Narada, where she got basically being like almost sexually abused by the mother's boyfriend.
That's so crazy. Yeah,
that it turns to that type of thing. That's why she hates men, but she's trying to warm up to people. Especially after the fanboy saved her last week, of all people. And like he found it was just a misunderstanding. Like he wasn't like stalking her. It's just more of he wanted to meet her to apologize, because basically he was a loner and he just wanted to show how much he appreciated her, but she took it the wrong way. That's why she said you're creepy, and that's why she got fired. So he blamed himself like that she got fired because of me, because I was trying to thank her. Not like I love you type of, like I just want to thank you type of thing. Eventually they did make up. That's where the episode started. This episode technically started like with them like fully officially making up. So I thought that was nice. And she was trying to talk to Watanabe, which really isn't going well because Narada told her she wasn't really friends with her anymore. Ordeal. And this episode was more about Yamada, who was a singer, but she was told she was fat, but she really wasn't. But they want that anorexic type body. for these girls, basically. So she's been forced throwing up to the point where she was passing out. Then Narada said, I've seen girls like this, please don't do this," type of thing. Like, she was trying to help, she was blunt, but she was also showing concern. And then Yamada like said, "Fuck you, you don't know my struggles and all that." Like, she said she wanted to be, she said she was saying maybe not cut out for this. She passed out because her grades were also falling, so she hasn't been sleeping, she hasn't been eating, and the music teacher was trying to, like, "Hey, are you okay?" type of thing. Like he was the only one that was legit worried about her.
That sounds. Oh my god, that sounds. I want to pick that up, considering I saw stuff like
I think
Underegg.
I think just these struggles that these girls are facing is what makes it worth it to watch. But this was just beautifully written, especially the heart to heart with the teacher, and then Yamada, when Yamada was crying in the bedroom saying she can't do this anymore type of thing. Like, maybe she was gonna give up, and that teacher actually yelled at the girl who called her fat.
Wow.
Like, how could you say that to her, basically? Like, you're why she's like this. Like, well, if she can't tough it out, then she's not cut out for this.
Wow.
So she was just giving her these words of encouragement, and it made her, like, she looks healthy now-ish. Like, she looks better. She can actually sing now, because when she was in Eden Force throwing herself up, she couldn't sing. She couldn't really talk. She, like, that type of thing. But now she's like there. She's like healthier now. You hear her voice. Her voice is beautiful.
Oh, so this is the past.
What?
This is the past?
No. This is current. This is current.
Oh, so she was having issues.
The whole thing with Yamada is happening now. Like, everything I'm talking about now was happening. The only thing that was in the past was Narada being kissed by her mother's sugar daddy type of thing.
That's so wild.
That was the only thing that was really past and that kind of stalker. But we're going by now, where it was more by Yamada and her eating disorder. They talk about eating disorders in general than the people that struggle with eating disorder. So I felt that was a nice actual subject to touch on. So I'm curious about what's going on with the other girls. I feel like there's a theme to it, like what Narada hating Med type of ordeal, like, because she got kissed by this older guy that he wanted to touch her, and now Yamada with the eating disorder. So I'm curious about who's next and what's their issue.
I'm considering picking this up, dude. Honestly,
I say it's worth watching. This is definitely worth watching. This is one that I'm actually glad I picked up, unlike Nighthead. Alrighty, I believe that's it for the ones we're watching solo. We're gonna take one more commercial break, and we're gonna run down the ones we're watching together. Stay tuned.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey folks, PC Tony here. Thanks to our new partnership with Angry Lemonade, you can save 10% on physical products and digital commissions using the promo code ChairShot. Head to angrylemonade.net to check out their amazing catalog of products and services. Use the promo code ChairShot to save 10%. That's angrylemonade.net.
All right, we're back. All right, so we're gonna talk about the stuff we're watching together, and what should we start with?
Sorry, I was reading stuff about Keki Shoko.
Oh, there you go. Now you got something. It's early. It's still early to binge it. So
yeah, it is. That's I added it to the queue, bro. God damn it! I didn't want to, but I guess I will.
Trust me, it's worth it.
Son of a bitch.
All right. What do you want to start with today?
G's nuts. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
God damn it.
Not I'm picking.
I mean, let's just go with we always start with realist, but I mean, let's start. No, you know what? Let's start with one of the good ones. Let's start off with Aquatope.
All right, let's start with Aquatope. That's a great one.
Yeah, let's talk about Aquatope this week, because I always like saving remake for second to last, because it's my favorite. So
this was a great episode.
This was a great episode. It really was one of the better episodes of the season. I agree.
We find out more about. Wait, we're finally getting the Yuri vibes, folks.
Little Yuri.
Yeah, and we're seeing another employee. What was his name? The older gentleman.
Fuck.
He had a nickname.
Yeah. I just forgot the fucking name. Oh man, it's gonna.
Gotcha.
Fuck.
We'll call him old dude for now.
Osan. Call him
Osan.
Osan.
All right. Basically, he accidentally freaked out Fuka because she was in the closet and in the fridge. She'd never seen him before, so the natural reaction is fucking freaking out. So, anyway, what was this event called for them? Do you know the name of the event that they're referencing?
It's a touch pool.
The touch pool, yeah. So where they get to touch the penguins and all that.
The animals, yeah. The fishes.
And then one of them recognizes Fuka as his idol, to the point where Fuka starts getting overwhelmed, and Kukuru starts going to her to basically calm her down ordeal. And then what you call it? They had this talk, and they start holding hands, type of thing. Like I can understand you better if we touch. E.T. But they have this moment, like you feel like you know this where it's going to lead to them eventually being a Yuri, most likely.
I don't think it's going to be a most likely Yuri. It got that vibe. I do agree with you, but
it's a slow build. Like it's not hinted. Like
well, because you know what it is. It's you see the other kid. He likes Fuka. What's his face?
Which one?
The
short hair one.
Yeah. Kai, yeah.
Because Kuya hates girls, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, he hates working with girls.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, no, I think Kai and Fuka are developing a little something very slowly. I see that possibly blooming in terms of the relationship, and not to mention also Kukuru also kind of, I think she may have something for Kai too, less than Fuka, but I think there may be something going on with Kai. I think Kai definitely ends up with one of the girls, probably Fuka, because I don't think Kukuru is really taking guys seriously since she just cares just about saving the aquarium. So I get the whole principle of there may be Yuri vibes. There definitely was Yuri vibes this episode. If Yuri-ness happened, I wouldn't complain, or I wouldn't be upset about it, or it wouldn't, whatever. But I don't.
It's still too early.
But
it's one of those. It's just more of. It's just a feeling.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me, but I don't. I'll lean against it. I'll be the opposite.
I'm in the middle, like 55% towards them.
Yeah, you're betting for. I'm betting against. I would ship them. Now that's a different story. I would ship them, but
yeah,
you know,
we already established Kukuru as a top.
Yes, she's Midoriya.
Yeah. Hey, no, she's not a power bottom. I could be wrong this time. And then, shocker, it ends with Fuka's mother being at the aquarium.
Really?
You didn't see the after credit?
No.
Oh yeah. The Kukuru and Fuka were walking to the aquarium. They see a lady standing by the door, and she turns around and they see Fuka freak out. Yeah, it's Fuka's mother.
Wow, I did not know that.
This is why you gotta watch.
I don't, because I try to be blind. Wow, I gotta pay attention more to when the times end. So if I know, because I mean, you'll know if there's gonna be an afterbirth.
Yeah,
basically from the time.
The end of theme is still great.
Yeah,
visually, and then the music for it.
Stellar. Show.
Oh yeah, it's spectacular. But yeah, I definitely enjoy this episode. I definitely like this anime more as we go on. But yeah, definitely excited for this week with the mother being involved now. So we'll see what happens in that regard.
Ooh, some drama.
Oh yeah, she wants to take her back. All right. Anyway, next one. Let's go with Detective is Already Dead.
I was thinking that too. We get a siesta episode, everyone.
Yes, and she's fucking thick.
You know, that wasn't what I was going to lead off with, but that's not not factually inaccurate.
But no, it starts with her in the bikini, so I had to comment it.
Pale girl with big tits.
No, the thighs, man. Fuck the tits. The thighs.
Thighs. I don't know what thighs are in Japanese, but I saw oppai.
The oppai, yeah.
the oppai, bro.
But she has everything. She has the ass, she has the thighs, she has the oppai. She's just dead. Well, but didn't start necrophiliacs.
Oh my god. I think this is the third week.
Captain Hero.
Bro, I think it's the third week in a row where you said some type of necrophiliac joke.
No, I said comatose for last week.
And it led into necrophilia.
Hey, that's got to start somewhere.
Good God.
Anyway, it's the flash. This is an actual legit flashback episode.
It
2
is.
years together, Siesta and Kibihiko.
Yes.
What was that villain's name? The girl.
Let's go. This shows how prepared we are because we should have names of these motherfuckers.
But no, it's not in the cast. There's so many characters to keep up on.
Is it not in the cast list?
No,
she's not in the cast list. I mean,
she looks like Nagisa, but I feel like she is Nagisa in the back, deep down.
Let me go to my Let me go to my fucking stories because at the end of the day, I write all this stuff out. I write summaries in my stories.
Right.
So
I never. Anyway, while you're doing that, they're on a mission. And they see this guy that transforms Chameleon. They show Chameleon. And Siesta's like, "Hey, you stole him." Well, I'm in the bag with a sniper, basically. Eventually, he gets shot, but still alive until that bitch. That we don't know her name.
How?
What?
How?
How?
How? Codename How?
Okay, yes, right. Sorry. How decapitates Chameleon, and
it's not Chameleon. It's Cerberus. It's Cerberus, dude. Chameleon. I mean, Chameleon would make sense, but it's Cerberus.
Right. Okay. Yeah. They're not in the cast list.
I wouldn't expect Cerberus to be, but maybe How. But in any case,
but me neither. But yeah, they're
talking about Cerberus, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Go men, people. Go men. Kibihiko was fighting Cerberus. He was holding up on his own for a while until he got his ass kicked, and then Siesta shoots him. You can't kill me, bitches, and Hal decapitates him. Done, boom, done. That's that. Again, I know people said that's Nagisa, like before. I highly doubt that, despite them looking similar. But I'm actually glad we got a flashback episode. I'm glad we got more Siesta. We have more, we know she's dead, but it's just nice seeing them together before.
In all sincerity, dude, it's night and day whenever you see Siesta and you see
Nagisa or Natsunagi.
Natsunagi. Yeah, it really is night and day.
There's too many Nagisas. So.
Yeah, this season there's too many Nagisas. No, but I mean, when it boils down to it, it really is night and day. And there's nothing against Natsunagi, but it's just Siesta just hits different, dude. Like, and we're not talking about her looks or her thickness or her any of that. We're talking about just the acting. Character. The character is just so fucking dope, dude. And her and fucking Kimmy it hits different when they're together. And you can really see in this episode specifically just how their chemistry developed over those 2 years. Because keep in mind, this episode is technically halfway between the time they met and half the time she dies. Right. They were together for 4 years and then she dies for reasons we don't know yet. So this is halfway through. They've already developed 2 years of chemistry. By this point, they've already struggled together. They've been dead broke. They've traveled the world together. They've almost died together. I mean, they've been through some shit, dude. So I mean, you can see how strong their bond is, and how easy their chemistry is. And it's gonna take a while for him and Natsunagi to be able to develop that, I believe, if they go that route in terms of telling that story. But yeah, dude, like it just whenever you see Siesta and she's in an episode and she's contributing to the episode, it just hits different, I think, and it's pretty obvious now at this point.
Right, but yeah, there's definitely gonna be a lot of big stuff happening as we go on, but yeah, it's definitely keeps you interested. That's the main thing. But definitely another great episode. This has honestly been enjoyable so far. This series, so
it definitely has. Definitely has.
All right, we start with 2 good ones. Let's go to mediocre. Realist Hero.
Mediocre. I didn't mind it.
It was okay.
It was funny. It was one of the funnier ones.
Yeah. It was more funny, but I think progression-wise, not fully.
Yeah, people are complaining about the progression of it. I didn't mind it as much. We saw a tidbit of action.
There was definitely not as much here.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that ending goes. Yeah, I mean, basically, what happened in Realist Hero is how the Realists rebuilt the kingdom. Is we finish off the food episode with them and their take on udon noodles, and apparently,
it's a gel slime.
Yeah, it's a gel.
They're eating Rimuru.
They're eating Rimuru. I thought that too.
They're eating poor Rimuru. Folks.
They're eating Rimuru's family. How dare they?
The OP guy just turned into spaghetti.
And of course, he tastes pretty good.
Yes.
So, but no. So they finished off with that, and then Basically we get to the scene where Marx, which is the prime minister, the old guy who was working under the original king, he resigns and he recommends Hayate, is that his name? The intellectual guy. Hayate?
I Hakuya.
Hakuyu, sorry. Yeah. So
Hakuya, yeah.
yeah, so he recommends Hakuya over to be replace him, and he's like, all right, whatever, that's cool, I understand, that's fine, we'll announce it at a different time though. And so Hakuya is like, listen, I'm gonna recommend you take a day off. And he's like, he said time off, and then he's like, do you have
more like going out with the people, basically.
yeah, so basically he's like, wait, I don't even have time to time. He's like, you're right, but I've arranged for you to take the day off. Go ahead and go out into the town and go ahead and take Lisha with you and make a little date out of it. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, dato. Yeah, and it was a funny moment. And then they also mention about how like, oh, but we need like we need like some sort of escort. We can't just go out alone. And so he's like, oh, well, go ahead and take Alicia with you, which is the dark elf. So the three of them, Aisha, yeah, I said Aisha.
I thought we said Alicia.
No, I said Alicia. I said Aisha.
They sound so similar.
They do sound similar. I thought it took me. I did get them confused at the beginning, but I got them now.
Yeah.
No, I said Alicia. But in any case,
eventually.
yeah. So they go out in like not kids uniforms, fucking
magic school uniforms.
Magic school uniforms, yeah. And then of course they look sexy as shit. The two girls.
Aisha.
Especially
too thick for her, but it's good.
Oh Lord God. We digress. Anyway, so they go out into town, and yeah, it's a funny episode as a whole. And toward the end, we find out, or let me phrase that, Kazuya finds out that polygamy is in fact welcome in this world, in this town.
Yeah, because it started with Aisha wanting to be in bed with Kazuya.
Yeah,
like, no, I had this arranged marriage, and Lisha's like, this is fine, right?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna love it, but I'm not gonna hate it either. But I give you no more than 8 wives, because apparently there's 8 days in a week, not 7 days a week in this world. So there's 8 days a week. So I'll allow you 8 wives, and of course, what's her face? Nona is her name.
Which one?
The other girl.
The blue hair. Yeah, Juna.
Juna and Aisha are like, oh yeah, whatever, da da da, and Lisha's like, with her little potty face, but it's cute, whatever. And he's like, oh, he doesn't immediately jump on it, but he kind of, has an idea.
He was like debating. He was thinking about it.
He's thinking about it, like, what kind of harem is this? And it made me chuckle. And then the episode ends with some couple arguing in Juna. So by the way, they went to go eat at Juna's cafe where she performs, and they have the udon noodles, the slime noodles, and they have that conversation. So yeah, I agree, there's not a lot of progression. We did see a tidbit of action, because before this, basically Kazuya had to go and grab Lisha and Alicia, and they were sword practicing together. They were practicing their sword combinations with ice and with wind, and so we saw a tiny tidbit of action. You can call it a tiny tidbit, it's not like full action, but it was pretty decent for the little 5 seconds that it was. So not a lot of things happened. It was a funny episode. I'm curious to see how this progresses. I guess you could say it was mediocre, but I enjoyed it. So
yeah, it's still enjoyable, but it's just like it's, I'd say like it's okay.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's move on to girlfriend, because I thought this was also semi mediocre.
Yeah.
I didn't like that fucking old girl's a fucking creep, dude.
Oh, Rika?
Rika's a creep. She's a super creep. Like, who the fuck stalks somebody, find out where they live, pitches a tent in the fucking backyard, and like, I'm gonna stay here, and I'm gonna, in the freezing cold, I'm gonna work out, and I'm gonna like take a shower like outside, and like, oh man, like, it was, Rika's a creep. But we got a lot of Opie, so that was a good episode, I guess. No, but
it was survival of the fittest, essentially. It was survival of the
fittest. Like, bro, literally freaking what's her face? Rika became Bear Grylls. It was fucking it was pretty funny and pretty creepy all at the same time. And then basically we get that episode, and so Nagisa and Saki felt threatened by the fact, like, oh, this girl with amazing tits and showing herself off in a bikini, taking a shower in the backyard.
It's like Noya's gonna cave in.
Noya's gonna cave in because he's a pervert. And so while he's showering, they barge in while he's taking a bath, and they're in their bikinis, and they're like, oh, we want you to touch us, and we want you to, like, we want to hang out
notice
more.
Us.
It's closer to you. Yeah, notice us. And Saki Or no, first off, Nagisa.
Nagisa trips.
Yeah, Nagisa trips and ends up with his opai and Noya's face. And how Noya doesn't get a boner throughout this, I don't know, but he did.
He keeps himself in control.
He keeps himself in control after having Nagisa's beautiful tits in his face.
And then Saki's like, "I'm gonna do this now."
And she starts waving like a retard. No, with her like.
Yeah, but yeah, her tits are too short.
She's got no tits, and she ends up undoing her bra, and Naya sees full titty. And she's like, "Did you see it?" And he goes, "Yeah, a little bit." And she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so hazakashi." And then she's like, "Oh wait, but then I'm ahead of Nagisa." Woo! Yep. And so that was pretty funny. And we're gonna see how this love triangle, or now a love square, basically it's gonna become a love square. I'm curious to know how they're gonna incorporate Saki's best friend, because honest to God, I think she's the cutest girl out of the four.
No, that's a fact. And even the manga, Shino is my favorite.
Is she really?
Yeah, she's actually not dating, like she's not fully in it. She's just more like she's staying there to keep an eye on him and Saki, basically. But still gets in those situations where it happens, like whatever happens type of thing. But yeah, she's not in the harem, but she lives there because basically doesn't trust Noya.
I love Shino, bro. She's just so pretty. Like
Oh no, she's fucking gorgeous.
She's so gorgeous out of them all. Followed by Nagisa, then Saki, and then fucking creep ass Rika.
That was kind of where I ranked him, actually.
Bro, those eyes, bro. His fucking eyes I can't get over his eyes anymore, dude. Like his eyes are so like creepy and fucking like pervy and like super etchy. He's got super etchy / murder eyes. Like I'm not a fan of him.
It's just more of whoever breaks up with him, you're gonna find the body.
Yeah, like bro, that bitch is dead. Like yo, if he doesn't fucking give him fucking Manko, then it's a wrap, bro. Like rest in peace. Yeah. Like no,
but yeah, despite Rika being a bit much, we still got plenty of laughs.
Yeah. This wasn't one of the best episodes I think of the season, but hey, it was still enjoyable for what it was. So,
all right, no thoughts on that. Moving on, Duke of Death.
Good episode.
Definitely a lot of progression this time. We see Zane. We finally see Zane. I'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It was more about Viola going there, groping Alice's breast in front of Bochan.
Bochan.
Yeah, but that was and then she's of course simping over Rob.
It's so creepy. And
we
find out, by the way. I was gonna say I found out for the first time that a panther is a younger person that likes older people instead of the older person liking the younger person. That's a cougar.
Well, I guess I was a panther. I'm a panther, basically.
Yeah, panther. I was gonna ask you that because I saw that your significant other is significantly older than you, dude. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's me. Even before them, I've been with older people.
Really?
Yeah, even when I was younger. Yeah.
Oh shit.
They're just more mature.
I guess so.
I mean, in the bedroom too, basically. But who's counted? Who's counted?
Hey.
Anyway.
USA Smash. I had to switch it up instead of Detroit. Anyway, we get the nice wholesome episode with or the beginning, I should say, semi-wholesome, where Viola tries to win over Rob, but Viola's totally simping over the
making bread.
Yeah, they're making pan and they make very cute pan. They make neko pan. Yes. Neko pan is very kawaii. And so yeah, they have that nice episode where it was like a nice family, family.
And we got Bo. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. We got Bochan sipping over Alice after Alice was a student in the Viola charm, as she called it.
Yeah, charm of Viola.
Yes.
Whatever. Yeah.
And then we definitely got a nice moment in the Alice's room with Alice and Viola. Like I kind of wish you were my sister type of thing.
Yeah,
talking about her crush.
Yeah,
even though it is Bochan.
Yeah, and Viola knows it too. But it overall is very nice because we see, like I said, the family dynamic between Viola and Bochan, and you can tell even though Viola gives her a lot of shit and vice versa, like there's some genuine love because of the fact that she's the only family member that still visits him and still asks, and you can tell she cares about Alice and she wants Alice to be a good fit for Bochan, and Rob is just completely out of the fucking picture between them. But hey,
I love Rob.
Rob is awesome, but between him and Viola, that's not gonna happen. But they entertain it.
You even said that ain't happening. You're more like your grandkid.
Yeah, you're more of my grandchild, which is pretty funny. And yeah, dude, and we get, like I said, like you just said, the sister vibe. How I wish I had an older sister, and they have like their little girl time, which is very nice. And yeah, that part of the episode is very, very wholesome, I felt.
Yep, and then we go with then we get the appearance of Zane, the friend Cap is looking for. AC Zane is checking out Alice the whole time because honestly, how can you blame him?
So he doesn't have a human face. He has a fucking
like a parrot,
a crow. Well, he's a white crow, so he's got a crow. He's got a crow's face. Meanwhile, Cap, calf, yeah, cuff. Cuff, it's cuff. Even though they have a calf as in the analyst, but it's cuff in the anime. Basically, they have her as a human, which is interesting. Anyway, so Zane basically stares at Alice's opie the whole episode, which pisses off Bochan. And at the same time, that Bochan tells Alice, "Hey, I met a strange fellow. It happens to be a talking white crow." She's like, "Oh, it's funny you say that. I found Cuff, and she's
in my breast."
Out. And she wiggles out. She's like, "Oh, don't do that in my breast." It's just funny.
Yeah, they're finally reunited. They have fun. Yeah, and they said, as a thank you, Zane says, "Hey, you could have this place to meet the witches where they meet. Mm-hmm. Like, we'll help. Like, at a certain day, we'll take you there."
Yeah.
So we're getting that progression finally.
Yeah, on the night of the blood moon, we're gonna take you to see the witches. We're not gonna help you with the witches. Only if you get yourself in trouble, we'll help you. But you could do your own investigation there. This will be your best chance to try and find out more answers to your questions, which is very interesting. So yeah, we're gonna get some progression with the story itself. I feel like we get a lot of subtle character progression. We get a lot of character progression through their feelings more than we actually get the characters.
No, that's a fact. I love that though.
It's not a bad thing.
I definitely love that, but I am more interested in the curse as well. So we're actually gonna get that. But yeah, definitely another banger. Now this one you're gushing about. This is a great episode too. Mm-hmm. Remake Our Life. Well, let's get to it.
God damn it, I love remakes so much. So basically,
it's so good.
It's just so goddamn good, dude. So we get a little hint of Nanako and Kyoya. Yeah, we get that little hint of them and their relationship. Kyoya continuing to help Nanako throughout their relationship or throughout their singing process. And we see her as she develops and she's taking her singing seriously. She's working out with the singing senpai. She's working out while singing, things like that. And he's editing the videos, making her perfect. And so they have this festival, and the festival goes off well. They do a little maid cafe. They make a lot of money, a lot of cute stuff. Loli girl, god damn it, I forget. It's something with a K now, and I forget her fucking name. But in any case, she's there. She's like, "Oh, now you owe me twofold," which is gonna end up benefiting, I think, Kyoya in the long run. But in any case, there's supposed to be a special at the end of the event. There's supposed to be a special guest, and it's supposed to be somebody famous, and that person
for the concert, right? Yeah,
for the concert, there's a special concert, and there's supposed to be a famous guest, and that person bails, and they have nobody to sing. So Kyoya volunteers Nanako. And I forgot to mention this. Before this happened, Kyoya and Shinoaki were at an art exhibit, and he recognizes the name of the art that Shino's looking at, staring at, and appreciating. He recognizes the artist, and he's like, "I've seen that name before." And he tries to think. He suddenly goes into like a whirlwind and passes out. When he comes to, he's on Shinoaki's lap, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta get up." Shinoaki's like, "No, lay down, whatever." And Shinoaki begins to confess her feelings for him. And as they're about to kiss, the phone rings, and he gets presented with this issue of the missing singer. So he gets there. They have this discussion, and he volunteers Nanako. And Nanako's like, "Oh my god, I can't do it. And she freaks the fuck out and runs. And he's like, "Guys, don't worry about it. Buy me some time. Like, we're good. And then I'll go get her." And basically we find out that they've started uploading their videos to their YouTube channel, to the Japanese YouTube within the country, and that she's gotten a lot more views than what they thought. She's gotten over 23,000 views. And so he basically told her, like, "Listen, you have nothing to be afraid of. You work really hard. You're going to do fantastic. You're going to have new fans. And listen, you've already sung to thousands of people. So what's a few hundred people really by reality?" And this really drives Nanako, and she goes out there and she sings to her heart's content. She sings her soul out, and it's fantastic. Everyone loves it. She's putting on a fantastic show. She's gaining her fans, like he said. And in the middle of the crowd, he really puts puts two and two together, and he finally realizes that Nanako is part of that golden generation, and her name is Nana, the singing person of the golden generation. And he really mentions to himself, he's like, as much as I came back in this remake of my life to be able to redo myself and get myself where I wanted to be, I realized that I think I was brought here on purpose so I can help the golden generation get to where they're going to get to as well. And that was a very nice moment. Toward the end of the episode, as an after credit scene that basically rolled, Shinoaki brings Kyoya to a secluded place where they're starting to tear down the entrance to the festival.
I feel like they were just overwhelmed with the crowd. They took a break.
Yeah, Shinoaki was supposedly overwhelmed. She was drinking the water, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm good," whatever. And they're having a nice moment to each other. Suddenly, Shinoaki jumps up and starts looking at Kyoya, and Kyoya's like, "Are you good?" And she goes, "Oh, I was just noticing that we're the same height when you're sitting down and I'm standing up." And he goes, "Yeah, And as he's talking, Shinoaki, without any warning, just goes in, gives him a nice kiss. Nothing sexual, just a very nice, beautiful kiss. And it was a really touching moment. And she's like, "Sorry, I got carried away in that moment." And he's like, "Oh, you think you got carried away?" It's kind of funny. But what's not so funny is as they're sharing that moment together, that very intimate and very loving and nice moments, Nanako is coming over to Kyoya with a crepe, because she's like, "I got 2 crepes to celebrate our event." And she probably might have been trying to maybe tell her feelings.
Right. Yeah, that's why she didn't like react. She just saw them.
Yeah, she didn't react. She didn't cry. She didn't react. She didn't cock block. She didn't yell or scream. But she just stood there with her mouth open with 2 crepes in her hand, and that's how the episode ends. So starting next week, we're gonna start getting some drama, in the series, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm really not looking forward to it because this is where shit's gonna hit the fan. And oh man, but
that's the thing. Stuff like this had to happen sooner or later. But now we know what that sooner or later was. Right now, it's just this relationships.
Yes,
it's college. So what do you expect?
Exactly, dude. Yeah.
But no, I definitely love this. I love the progression of Nanako. I think with Shinoaki and Hashiba, it was kind of obvious that they were going to be more of an item.
I called that from the line.
No, you definitely called it, but it just made sense. Well, Iko was more of the respect, like, "Hey, you were my boss" type of thing.
Yeah, Iko's.
But I feel like she's gonna get her moment next.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I would say so. No, I don't think Eiko's going to be last. I honestly,
that's what I said. Like, you got Nanako coming up, and then
Kyoya is going to get his moment. I think with what's his name, Tsurayuki, the director. He's going to get his moment with, and he already did get a little moment with him because of the fact that he came up with the idea that he had in his vault, even though he had known about it from 10 years in the past already, and that's how he came up with it. So he's had that little moment, but he's going to have his coming to Jesus moment with Tsurayuki. And I think that Eiko is going to be last, and Eiko throughout this is going to be building her feelings, and it's going to, I think, at the same time that her and Nanako are going to confront each other or confront Kyoya with their feelings, they might confront each other, and they may be able to resolve whatever issues they have, but at the cost of being rejected by Kyoya because he's going to be with Aki. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. This storytelling, Aquatope storytelling, and then what's it called? The other storytelling for I guess Duke of Death. Three of the better storytellings this week, and then also the minuscule storytelling within Detective. And I mean minuscule not as in terms of not like enough storytelling, but minuscule as in like minute. I should say minute storytelling, like the minute details that we get from Siesta and Kimi. A great week of storytelling. Same thing with Revengers, same thing with My Hero, same thing with Eternity. A fantastic week of storytelling throughout anime. And we'll talk about there's even more storytelling in our last anime that we'll talk about here momentarily. But just to get back to Remake, yeah, dude, Remake, god damn it, it's my fucking anime of the season, bar fucking none, dude. Bar goddamn none. I can't, dude. As much as we love Uramichi, which is our
this is definitely a strong contender for my favorite, though.
It's mine. Clear.
I love Remake, but this one might take it for me. Yeah, not now. But I was saying, if it keeps getting better, this one might.
Yeah, for me, Remake.
This is definitely a close second, like a very, very close second.
Remake is my number one. I'm not realist. Uramichi's second to me, not so close, but not distant. It's not a runaway by any means, but
yeah,
just I cannot stress every week I come on this show and I just tell remake, but god damn it, dude, like, as someone who's a slice of life like lover, that's why I'm adding Keki Shogo to that, because it's another beautiful slice of life, and I'm not gonna be prepared for the tears I'll shed for that, because I haven't really cried for any of these this season. There's not a lot of tears.
Well, it didn't happen yet, so
it hasn't happened yet, but I mean, fuck, man, like, remake, from the storytelling to the animation to the details that they show to the implications and the meanings of their story, and the characters, the character development, the investment that they're building very well within me and within the viewers for their characters. It's goddamn, it's A1, dude. Like, every day I watch this, every week I should say, I watch this show and I think to myself, I want to make it a 5. I want to make it a 5, and I'm holding off. I try to hold off until the very end, with around 3/4 to go is when I start giving it ratings. It's a 5. This is a fucking 5 for me, dude. Like, it's getting there, bro. So it's not gonna it's not gonna beat Fruits Baskets. I'll tell you that much. As much as I love Remake, it's not gonna beat Fruits. But as it stands right now, Remake is definitely one in my top 5 animes of the season, without a doubt, I think. So or year, I should say. Let me phrase that, not season. It's obviously number 1 in the season, but in any case, please, why, guys, please watch Remake if you want to enjoy a fantastic storytelling involving adults that struggle through adult situations, and you appreciate good anime, good storytelling, relationships, humor. Watch this, and again, this, and then the next one that we're going to talk about that we'll get into right now, Life Lessons of Uramichi Onisan. If you want to just piss yourself fucking laughing, please piss yourself laughing to this shit.
Yeah, the week just started, but this is so far the best episode of the week.
Yeah, God, easy.
Oh my fucking god!
I was blowing you up last night, dude. I was like, this shit is so fucking funny.
Yeah, and then I watched this like a couple of hours ago, and
yeah, I was right. It was
my!
Hilarious.
Tell me this riddle, like where, like, what's something kids have and adults don't have? That first like nap time. No, first was like nap time and all this. Like, okay, good answer. So there's like
they're all right. Keep it going.
Hope,
love, fun.
I was like, all correct.
Circle. It's correct.
Yeah, but before that, they're like, the director was like, "Hey, I don't like this entrance anymore. Do a backflip. You're a gymnast." He does it. He's like, "I changed my mind." He was fucking like
oh man, I was hoping that he would like throw.
He was not appreciative. He actually felt legit upset. He was not paying attention.
I was really hoping that Uramichi would lose his shit and throw a kid at him. I was really hoping he would yeet a kid at this fucking director.
Oh, I wish.
I would have fucking gone ballistic laughing my ass off, bro, if he would have straight took and grab a kid by the fucking like scruff of his neck and yeeted it at the fucking director. He's straight up, he's like, oh, do a backflip. He does the backflip. I think, you walking better is fine. He's like, wait. He's like, you didn't do multiple backflips. So he gets himself all tied up. He gets himself prepared. And he's like... And he does like a whole like triple what's it called? What are those called?
Back triple flip, like cartwheel?
No, it's an actual like gymnastic term. He does like a triple tumble, basically. He does a triple tumble.
Yeah, and that only for the director to take a fucking phone call.
Only for him to take a wrong number phone call, and he turns around and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it." And Uramichi looked like he was gonna commit murder.
Yeah, he was legit upset. Like he felt so unappreciated.
And then the guy's like, "I appreciate you. You're the best on Nissan ever." And he's like,
Your approval means nothing to me.
I know. And then it transitions over to the next scene. Uramichi on Nissan.
Yeah. Poor Toby Kichi. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh, the Kuma bear, right?
Yeah, the bunny.
The bunny bear.
The one that gets abused.
I fucking died laughing, bro. Every time.
The poor guy.
Every fucking time, bro. He just get fucking, bro. It's like it's a miracle he hasn't called fucking goddamn the people.
I'm surprised he didn't kill himself.
I mean, bro, we don't know. There's still 7 episodes to go. It may fucking happen.
But anyway, after being called out again, being attacked by this kid show every week.
Oh my god, dude.
How dare you? How fucking dare you?
It's funny shit, dude.
It is, but Uramichi gets a smile when the kid asks, like, "Hey, can I come to your concert?" Like he actually felt, I felt a genuine smile from him.
Yeah, he felt like really like, You know,
I want to come see you.
it was a touching moment, very very touching moment.
I was like, oh. And then we got back to depressing, where this rehearsal coach kicked Toby Kichi in the nuts and worked the staff to the death.
Died laughing. I died laughing. I'm like, oh, he just got dick shot. Oh shit, he just got dick punched or kicked. I'm dead. He's got dick kicked.
Yeah, and then you could tell was like, I'm taking a paid leave after this.
He's like, be real, you don't get paid leave, dude.
And then Utano was like, I'm gonna get married, and then Urubuchi's like, don't jinx it.
It was just fucking funny. And
then these songs in the concert.
You know, the first one wasn't that bad, but the second one really hit me.
Yeah,
like,
the cat one. Oh my god.
I live for nothing except my cat.
Just like life is meaningless and all this. I like this is for kids. This is for fucking kids.
Oh my god, bro! There's a reason why kids are like in school 6 days a week and they become fucking engineers and scientists.
Yeah. And then
answer because of the fact they have no fucking hope in their life when they watch it.
And then the next song was legit sad, not funny sad. Like we go from happy sad to legit sad, where Uramichi is alone while the crew is having a party.
Yeah, dude, that is true.
I was like, oh my god, like, well, what happened?
Part of the concert. That part's not called the part of the concert, but yeah, that was actually, that was a really somber way to end it. As much as we died laughing, and as much as there were funny points even during that song, just to see him by himself and like he gets bit by a crab just so he can. I honestly, I felt like
he still lets it in the water, like
bro. No, but I honestly, if you look at that scene, it made me feel like he got bit by the crab because he wanted to feel something other than what he felt. That's what I got out of that. And that was pretty raw when I thought of that. And I was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, basically.
And it was like, yeah, it was a really somber end where it was just the realization. And I really, when you see an end like that, bro, you think to yourself like, oh man, this might be some suicide shit. Because he goes home, he walks by himself, he has a moment with the crab, he gets bit by the crab so he can feel.
He's like, he drinks alone.
He goes to the shower, he turns on the weather. The weather's supposed to be cloudy and rainy, and he has a beer by himself, and he goes to bed and turns everything off. And he goes to bed and he stands there, stares at his phone, stares at his pinky where the crab bit him, and he's like, this is my life. And it's like, bro, if they would have gone through the song and at the end you heard bang with a gunshot, then that would have made sense. But that was a really somber way to end the show. But to me, it was the best episode of the season, bar none. It was fucking hilarious. Absolutely.
Definitely fantastic all around.
Yeah.
I did not expect it to be this good.
No, yeah, for sure. This is also, I would probably give it a 5.
And yeah, this was definitely under the radar.
Yeah, this is definitely under the radar for sure. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how Keki Shogo is. We'll see how that goes. I didn't give it a shot, so.
It's not up to yet, but it's definitely climbing.
Yeah.
I think it'll definitely make top 5 of the season if the way it's progressing keeps it up.
Yeah,
I have no doubt it'll get definitely in the top 5 for me in the season.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about Vanitas too, but I'm not a fan of vampire stuff right now. Like I'm kind of the vampire stuff.
I would say wait till we're halfway through, and then you'll see it.
All right. Well, I'll start.
Okay. It's still early. So, but we're gonna get like 24 episodes. So.
All right, I'll start Shoujo. Maybe I'll be able to binge it before then. I would imagine so. It's only 5 episodes, so.
Well, 4 right now, and the next one is until.
Is it only 4?
There's only 4 right now. The next one's Saturday.
Oh. No, it should be 5, dude. It says airing episode 6. There's 5 episodes, dude.
Oh, okay. Oh, no shit. All right, yeah, it's 5.
You're an episode behind?
Oh. No. I'm caught up. The one I just saw, I was caught up. I thought Oh, okay. My bad. Ignore me. Ignore me.
Anyway. Any final thoughts on anything we saw this week, dude? Like I said, a very, very, very strong week of weekly anime for sure. I mean, Detective was fire. Juke was very good. Onisan was the best. Was goddamn. Technically, the episode we just talked about with Onisan is this week's episode as we were recording.
And last week's was great too.
And last week's was funny too. But man, like you said, as of this week episode of the season, bar none. And when I talked about what's it called? Slime, that's also something that happened today. Right. So Those are technically this week's, but in any case, yeah, dude, Aquatope was fantastic. Girlfriend was okay. Realist was okay. Remake was great. Eternity was great. My Hero Academia was great. Revengers was great. It's very fucking solid. Tsukimichi's always consistent. Nexus is consistent. Million Lives is the best one of the season, bar none that week. Slime, like I said, is good. Boruto, like usual, fantastic, very wholesome. Sonny Boy starting to win you over slightly. Villainous is villainous for you. Nighthead was meh. Benitez was really good, as you talked about. Keki Shogo apparently is really good, so much so that I'm going to give it a shot. So very, 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 very strong week for anime in this week 5.
Did we get any questions for
No, we
the
didn't.
week?
No,
All right, then let's close it off with an anime recommendation. You pick a genre.
Genre. Mystery.
Ooh, mystery. Okay. You go first.
Since I mentioned it. You know what? One of the things that two anime that Revengers was built on, in case anybody doesn't know, the two anime that Revengers was inspired on was ReZero and Erased. For those who don't, everyone knows about ReZero. It's one of the most popular animes right now, bar none, in the industry. So I can recommend easily ReZero, but I'm going to recommend the other one, Erased. You can find it on Netflix. It's really easy. It has to do with a boy having to travel back in time to save his classmates who were abducted, raped, and murdered. Very, very heavy shit. Very thrilling. It's definitely a thriller. I enjoyed it very much. I gave it, I believe, 4 out of 5, if I'm not mistaken, or 3 out of 5. 3 or 4 out of 5. I don't know. But if anybody who's read the manga, it basically says that it was kind of rushed. That ending was botched. I didn't mind the ending as much because I didn't read the manga. But if you do read the manga and you go back, you might be disappointed by that. But still, it doesn't negate the powerful emotions and the heavy themes of the show. So if you want to see a psychological thriller with mystery and something that has very heavy undertones involving great murder and abuse and things of that nature, for sure that would be something that I would recommend. So I think I did give it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 anime for me. So that would be my suggestion this week.
All right, I'm going with a classic this time. Lupin the Third. I love Lupin the Third. It's like, where do you go with part 2? Part 1's okay, but you go with it part 3, part 4, part 5. They're so fucking good. Part 2 is definitely my favorite. That's the one I grew up with, obviously. The movie that came out about a year ago, the 3D-ish looking one, that was great.
True.
I definitely got Lupin the Third. But you can't go wrong Lupin the Third. A lot of funny stuff. Goemon, Jigen, Lupin, Fujiko, Senigata. But man, it's just wonderful characters, a lot of hijinks. What's not to love?
Something I was going to recommend to you, Matthew. I asked the admins, and you're in the admin chat. I mentioned this earlier. There's an anime that I was recommended, and something I saw there, which falls under the psychological thriller mystery, called Monster. Have you seen that?
Oh, I love Monster.
I was gonna say I have to watch that. At some point.
Johan is legit my favorite anime villain. He's just so manipulative. Like, oh my god.
I know the premise of Monster already. That's why I'm so curious about it, dude. So, my coworker recommended it to me. So, dude. So that would be another one out there for anybody out there that wants to watch.
That definitely fits the mystery.
Yeah, dude, Monster.
It's oh god, I recommend that.
Yeah.
I believe we ate our cake as quick as we could. Well, we did decent time this time around. For the editor, for our budget cuts, time restraints, being edged, forced to not come while we're climaxing.
Jesus Christ, dude!
Like we're about to, and then stop right there. Don't.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, dude.
I know.
It wasn't that extreme. No, we hope you appreciate the abbreviated episode. Listen, in all sincerity, guys, I'm being serious about this. We would like to know, if anybody that's listening out there, if you guys are listening to this, we hope you are. Please let us know, which do you prefer? Do you prefer an abbreviated version like this? Do you prefer our long versions where we talk in more detail about things? It's tough for us, and a truthful moment. It's really tough for us to be able to try and cut down some of this because of the fact that we feel so strongly about anime. We love these anime. We love talking about it.
Literally the concept we're trying to do.
Yeah, so it becomes tough, but at the same time, we recognize that, we're not, necessarily known people. We're not known entities. So to listen to us for over 2 hours can sometimes be a struggle. We don't want to waste your time. We try to give you the most effective content that we can. But at the same time, we hope that we can present to you how passionate we are over the subject matter. We hope that comes through your ears as you listen to this, because Matthew and I, for sure, are two of the most passionate people that we know when it comes to anime and to that whole genre as a whole, that whole form of entertainment. So we hope we're able to convey that to you. And please let us know, do you prefer the shorter versions where we don't talk as much or go into much detail, or do you prefer the other ones where we definitely expound?
Or a mix of both.
Or a mix of both. We're trying to get that little mix going. We have some news that we'll share at the end of the season that we think we're going to go with, which may help everyone together. May not help our producer, Sean. Shout out to Sean. We love you.
Yep.
May not help you with our idea, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when the summer season's over. We'll make that announcement then.
Indeed. And our idea again is just to bring the utmost fun and content to everybody out there that's listening. So
that's the main point. Whether it's long or short, our main goal is to keep you guys entertained while somewhat of an education.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we do this as a little passion project because we're entertained by ourselves, and this is fun, and we hope that we're displaying that fun and projecting that outwards to you guys.
Yeah.
So
even if we don't get as many listeners, even just enough is just worth it. It's worth doing. Even if it's just like 5. If we get 5 a week, fine. It's the fact that there's people still listening regardless.
There's people listening to us. This is a little passion project that we have, and we have a ball, as you can tell. I enjoy you, Matthew, so much. You become such a good person to me.
Yes,
I appreciate you, bro. So
I do. I appreciate you too.
Yeah, buddy. All right, man. Let's go ahead and wrap this bitch up and let's do our plugs.
You can follow me on Twitter at DamienPhoenix12. We also want to thank W2M Network for having us there. Thank you, Sean, for being our editor, despite our creative struggles right now. Even though we like to throw funny jabs, we do. We mean it in good fun. So that's all you need to know in that regard. But thank you to W2M Network. We also want to thank Chairshot Radio. Thank Andrew and Greg for having us on there for the entertainment section of it. Where you can see some of my work from All Japan Pro Wrestling, just stuff about pro wrestling in general. Mad at Dragon Gate right now, but I'll get to that later. But they did fucking push Casey, and I'm upset.
Oh man.
Yeah, he wins the King of Gate, and he loses that big title match to Shun, and then Shun loses it to Yamato the day later. And then Masato Yoshino retired, and I'm just upset about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my plugs.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna watch New Japan after this. I'm gonna jump in and watch along with my buddies.
I'm still skipping.
No, well, I'm gonna watch. We're only gonna watch one show. It's gonna be the Never Six Man Defense, and it's gonna be the Young Lion Goodbyes. So that's something
but Evil back in the picture. No thanks.
Yeah,
I love Shingo, but no thanks, Evil.
Agreed. Fucking agreed. Yeah. My plugs. Are you done with your plugs, by the way?
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
You're done. All right, cool. Yeah, my plugs. You can catch me on Twitter at SHOSTOPPA24 Showstopper24. You can catch me on my podcast Instagram, podcast.senpai. You can also catch me on my anime Instagram, AI_anime24, I_anime24. Within each of the bios, you'll find my link tree rather. My link tree has all the links to my other podcast endeavors. Shout out the Orlando Tragic Podcast, which we are available on SoundCloud, Spotify, and now Apple Music officially this week. So shout out to B Ronan on that one. Shout out to my boy Andy. You can catch us on the MMA for Marks podcast. We're going to review Bellator this week coming up. So for anybody that didn't see Bellator, it's one of the cards of the year, one of the cards of their history last week. So we're going to be reviewing that. And you can catch us on there where you can see our weekly episodes where we review everything from UFC to Bellator to 1FC. We're available on YouTube for that one because that is a video. So you can actually see my face instead of hear me, just my voice. And then any other links will be on that link tree as well. And I think that's it, guys.
All right, we ate our cake, talked it, full of cake. Arigato, and faku, and sayonara.
Sayonara, minasan!